When you first start selling your artwork, you need to give it a title. And maybe you don't like that idea. Trying to capture a painting in words can feel a bit too vulnerable, like stepping out from behind the work. You may prefer to let people bring their own meanings to it. So, what should you do? Descriptive titles can feel like a safe option. Even if the work is abstract, you can describe the shapes or forms. This feels neutral, contained, safe. And to be clear, there's nothing wrong with descriptive titles. They're practical, they make it easy to identify work, especially if you have lots of pieces or sell through galleries or other people. Sometimes clarity is exactly what's needed. However, purely descriptive titles can sometimes feel like an estate agent showing you around a house by just telling you what the rooms are. It's not wrong, but it doesn't add much. It's worth remembering that a title can invite us to notice something we might otherwise miss. So it's important to remember that titles have power. People will always bring their own interpretations to a piece, but the title is one of the few tools an artist has to hint at what the work means to them. Not to explain it, just to nudge, and it can be worthwhile using that rather than avoiding it. Even representational art is never as straightforward as it looks. There are always reasons why that subject was chosen, why it was depicted in that way. The title is how we can quietly add another layer to the story. Take this painting titled Keep Questioning. A descriptive title might have been Child with Magnifying Glass, but that doesn't capture the curiosity depicted in the image, that sense that at that age, everything contains a world waiting to be discovered, and that's something to really encourage and celebrate. The thing is, artists may not always be consciously aware of the choices they've made while painting, so working backwards might help. Artists think visually. They may make art to process what's going on in their head. Only later it might be possible to look at a finished painting and recognise the thoughts or emotions within it. One way to do this is by thinking about what was happening generally in life or the wider world. Perhaps think about what you were reading at the time. The books, the highlighted passages, they may point to the ideas that shaped the work. From there, you can gather words and phrases that capture what was being expressed. You can try to capture thoughts while you're making the painting, but that can disturb the flow. You end up focusing on recording the thinking instead of enjoying the making, and being immersed in the process really matters. So remember too that not all titles come from deep analysis. Some titles are more light-hearted or have hidden meanings. One of my favourites is an acrylic piece titled Too Crowded for Three. It shows a child with two animals. The title fits the scene, but it also reflects the making of the painting. Originally, there were more figures, but they came out again. The painting felt, quite literally, too crowded. Titles can quietly reveal something about the process. Another example is a mixed media piece titled One Day. It shows children looking out to sea as a ferry passes. You might imagine them dreaming of future adventures, but the title holds more than that. The image was created in August 2020, a brief moment when travel restrictions eased. For a short time, we could experience a sense of freedom. And finally, the painting itself is distorted to hold the feeling of memory, a moment in time. So, what's in a title? Often more than you'd think. They don't have to be instructions, they can be invitations. Make them worth asking about. You can find out more about some of the artwork shown in this video and much more by clicking the link in the description. Prints and originals of most of these pieces are also available to own.